In this video, we will be learning the basic syntax of the language of Python. Get ready because it is Command Bootcamp time. We are going to show you the very basics of Python mathematical syntax. Here's how you add two numbers. This is pretty intuitive stuff. The same goes for subtraction, multiplication, and exponentiation. Notice that to put a number to a power, we just use two asterisks. Negating is easy too. If you want to do multiple math operations, you need to use parentheses. Division is a little bit more complicated. Suppose you want to divide the integer 10 by the integer 3. We know 3 goes into 10 3 whole times with 1 left over, so Python will return that 3 if you attempt to divide using the slash. A nifty function for getting that leftover 1 is modulo. Modulo, aka mod, gives you the remainder in your division. For example, 10 mod 3 equals 1, just as we expected. Mod can also return numbers greater than 1. For example, 25 mod 20 equals 5. We can also ask Python about equalities or inequalities. Is 3 less than 7? That's true. Is 3 greater than 7? Nope, that's false. When we want to ask if two things are equal, we use two equal signs. If we want to ask if two things are not equal, we use the notation exclamation point equal sign. Now that you are an expert on those, let's talk about something a little bit more complicated, but incredibly useful in this language, and that is assignments. Let's say you have a number, but you don't know what it is, or perhaps it changes sometimes. Let's give that number a name. X equals 3. Now when we ask for x, we get 3 back. Let's define a few more things. We can use variables to assign other variables. We can change variables by reassigning their value. However, notice that z will still be the same until you explicitly change it. That is, changing x will not change z. If you want to change that, we need to redefine z. These operators pretty much follow the order of operations, with a few differences. First of all, modulo is considered on the same level as multiplication and division. Also, when making assignments, it will do the math inside of the assignment. Let's talk about functions in Python. All functions in this language have a universal structure. Def tells Python that we are starting a new function. The function name is where you name the function you are making, and in parentheses after your function name goes your variables. What will you be manipulating in this function? Lastly comes the body, where your function performs whatever you want it to, and may return something, such as a number. Let's create a new function using our math knowledge and assignments. In this function, we create the assignment of y being our input x multiplied by 2. We return y, the variable we created. Let's see it in action. One thing to watch out for in Python is whitespace. Whitespace is the use of tabs or spaces. If your lines of code do not align by a single space, your code will not run because Python is picky. If you do this, you will get a scary red error message. Don't worry, you can easily fix this by adding or deleting the offending space. The moral of the story is to make sure you indent all lines of code in a section the exact same amount. These are the basics of Python that we need to know to move forward in our programming. In the next video, we will be describing how Python interprets different data types and operators.